So I always, in the beginning of the recording, I always say the name of the session. So tonight, thanks for joining us for tonight's session where we're going to look at upcoming events 2025 and beyond. So we might as well jump right in. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Tina and I were just chatting. We were going to record this and post it in the Facebook group. And we're like, well, why don't we just open a meeting in case people have questions? So please feel free to ask questions. Pretty much everybody who knows our webinars know how to do that, but there's a Q&A button down below. All Tina and I want to do is basically go over the schedule with you. So I'm going to share some screen here. Tina, can you see my screen?
I can.
Most people don't know this. Like one of the things we've been trying to do as a group, as a leadership group, myself and Tina and Namrita and Debbie and Kathy, is try to get things more planned out in the future so people can sign up because our stuff sells out. And it's this weird thing. I'll put this right up front. I was wondering, yeah, I'll put it right up front. I would assume we were going to get this question because I always get it when I talk about it. If everything sells out, why don't we do more things? Like, why don't we double, a camp or we just can't. I mean, our team's really committed to doing things really great, doing them with excellence. We're not a big company. We don't have a big team. I don't want to start just bringing in our team. We don't want to bring in people we don't know and can't trust to deliver programs that don't really represent us well. So we do what we can, and that allows us to do it well. And trust me, Tina and I have had the conversation about doing more and other stuff multiple times. It stretches us so thin. We're just not sure. So we'd rather just be clear about what we're going to do. The things we do, we make great. We appreciate you always help us improve those things. We get feedback from every event, and we want that feedback to be quality, like not only in the sense of what you're teaching us, how we can improve, but good scores. That's business to us. It's just how we do it. All right, Tina, you ready to jump in the schedule?
Let's do it.
All right, so everybody, most people don't know, we actually calendar out all our events. You could find all the upcoming events. If you just look at the bottom of any of the drop downs in the website, you'll see view our 2025 schedule. We're actually working hard to plan into 2026 now, again, because of that phenomenon. And people need to make plans far ahead. So let's start with what do we have coming up? And you can ask questions as we go. I don't have a question screen open.
I got mine open, so
All right. They're messing with all the controls in Zoom. Every time I open Zoom, like controls are different. So let's start out with winter group coaching. Most of the names I can see here are on our winter group coaching. In our organization, I design and develop and lead the winter group coaching. Basically, that's the online virtual programs that you can come with us, train indoors, train outdoors. It's 16 weeks of BaseCamp community fun. I don't think there'd be a lot of questions out of the group that's here today, but if you're watching the video, please feel free to join us. Basically, it is group or community-based coaching. Myself, Namrita, Tina, we run that, and we have 7 other coaches that join us sort of full time, and then all our coaching staff participates. We all work through a system of just basically training together. We use base training phase where we can do customized training for everybody, coached by the entire team. And it really is just a fun way to keep you motivated through the winter and active in training. If you want to learn more, go to that page, click on learn more. Tina, anything to add to that?
No, I think most of our alums probably have a good sense, although I know some of you are coming from maybe summer group coaching or tangential camp programs or things like that. So if you don't know winter, definitely check it out.
Yeah, winter we're much more active than the summer because we do virtual, we do online training where we don't do it in the summer because really, to be honest with you, we don't want to be on the trainer. Sometimes we are because we have to, but we don't want to. In the winter, we train together, we work out together, we do it all as a group. So it's a much more robust program in that way. The next thing on our schedule, this is actually here. I've gotten this question a couple of times in the last couple of weeks about kits and clothing. We have a phenomenal clothing program this year. We launch new kits each year. Oh, I know something we can link to this, Tina. So on December 16th, there's actually 2 big announcements. One is our 2025 kits. We actually have a kit program. We call this, if you've noticed, every year we name our kits. 2 years ago, it was Motivation Found, and that was us emerging from the pandemic, getting out and doing events, getting engaged again in all the things that we love to do. And that was Motivation Found. And it was about just different things that motivated us. As we got out to those events and we were performing, last year was the Prism look. And Prism was how we should see our performance. We all view it through a lens, and performance is a prism. It's a lot of different things. The why we go out and do events, the why we ride our bikes as much as we do, and why we enjoy it and how we see that. And Prism was an attempt to help us redefine how we see things. Now, I don't want to give much away, anything away, but our 2025 program is called The Elements. And this is really an enhanced program with some really cool connections to some of the programs that I'm excited. One of those programs is we're going to do a dive into a charity direction. I will say this, we're partnered with the Be Good on a charity fundraising that I think everybody's going to find super cool and how it associates. And we're going to work with organizations like Protect Our Winters, outdoor advocacy groups that are both working for climate change and public access. So you'll see us play a role in there. But also it's very exciting, Tina, because we're going to announce something else. Do you know what that is?
I have a guess.
Take a guess.
Is it our team program?
It is our team program. Why don't you give everybody a minute or two on the team program?
Yeah, so we are launching our first ever BaseCamp. Our working name is the BaseCamp Explore Team. You heard it here first. It may or may not change. If you like it, let us know. If you don't like it, let us know. But it's going to be a race/event team. And we're basically, we've got all of these wonderful athletes out in the world going to events together. We know folks want to connect. We already know that you're meeting up at events, and it'd be great to know who's doing that and to feel like we're a collective and just solidify that, sort of formalize it a little bit more, because it's already happening in so many ways. And we know so many of you have wanted to be able to say, like, we've got a team base camp, we're part of this together, and to be able to show that. So we'll have a lot more of that coming. But just know that we are going to tie that in a little bit with the kit launch. There's going to be some super cool swag and possibly some very neat prizes that come, or swag, or rewards that come out of that program for those who want to join. So I think we had already teased it a little bit here and there, but basically, if you are someone who likes to go to events or likes to go to races and you want to be able to connect and be a part of our BaseCamp team, this is going to be something you don't want to miss.
Yeah, we'd love for you to race in our colors. And we actually have a great group of benefits and other stuff. We also have a Gather and Connect page that all our BaseCamp team members will be able to participate in, where you could submit events you're going to and see where everybody else is going to. And then that's how you connect. And then we'll empower you to gather. Hey, who's all going? Let's get together. And we're going to make all this communication possible. So you're going to see where all your other BaseCamp team members are going to go. I will tell you that to get on the team, you have to buy a kit. But in the end of the year, if you kind of participate in the team, you get a $250 credit to buy your next kit, participate in BaseCamp and other things. So it will ongoing pay for itself, but it's a very cool program we're very excited about. All right. Next up, it was funny when we scheduled this meeting. Part of it was to hurry up and talk about Mallorca before it sold out. But in our organization, Tina puts on the event. So Tina, why don't you give us the 2 to 3 minute overview of Mallorca, and then we'll talk about how we can hopefully get people signed up for the future if you're interested.
Yeah, Mallorca. So we've been going to Mallorca for a long time. Tim and Kathy have been going to Mallorca for a very long time. But we've had camp there for the past several years. It's a really cool opportunity. Mallorca is this incredible cycling paradise. I know some of you on this call have been or are going, and I know others have expressed interest. And so that shot actually in the picture here is from one of the ride days we got to the super cool lighthouse. You get climbing, you get these beautiful picturesque town squares, you get descents, you get kind of sort of, these wonderful rolling hillsides. It's just fantastic. And there are so many cyclists. I mean, it's incredible. Cyclists everywhere. These town squares just filled with bikes. And we spend 8 days out there. Last year we had 4 or 5 groups on the road. This year we'll probably have 5 or 6 groups on the road. So we've got paces for everyone, so you can kind of find the how fast you want to slot in. You can find that with us, and we just go out and ride our bikes all day long. Look at these incredible views. We stop and get cafe con leches and almond cakes, and we stay at the Viva Blue, which is a phenomenal hotel. It's right near the water, and they have this great setup at the basement. You just roll into the hotel, you park your bike in the basement, walk up to your room. Breakfast and dinner are all included in this fantastic buffet. They've got these theme nights, yeah, and just all this wonderful stuff. And so and it's such a cool thing because it's in April. So for many of us, we've been training indoors all winter and sitting on the trainer. It's been cold, it's been snowing, and then you get out in the early April and you're off in Spain, and it is sunny, and it is not hot, but it is warm, right? You're in maybe a vest and short sleeves and bib shorts, and you get to connect with all these people you've gotten to train with over the winter and some new faces. And we have a really good time out there. Yeah, Tim, what do you want to add to that?
Um, the and just to be clear, it's a road biking camp.
Good point.
We almost should put that on here, road, like after the name. Shannon asked, when will the kits be shipped before mid-March? The production time on the kits will be 6 weeks. So the store goes live on December 16th. I think it's open for 2 weeks. So you can count that. And then 6 weeks after that will be in hand. So January, February, it's going to be close by for the kickoff, but we'll be close for Croatian. We'll make Mid-South, but I don't know if the $150. We'll be close. We'll be right in that time frame. All right, the next event we have coming up, and unfortunately that has sold out. There is a wait list. You can go sign up on the wait list if you want. One of the things Tina and I were chatting about, we might open the 2026 camp already and let people put in reservations. We don't know what to do. We can't make the camp bigger. We won't be able to make it such a great experience if we do. I will be very candid. We've tried to do back-to-back weeks in the past, and it's exhausting by our coach team, and we just can't do such a good job in the second week. That seems to be the natural answer. But that basically means we have coaches riding 900 miles in 2 weeks and managing a full camp and managing all the relationships and people and stuff like that. And it's more, we could move in one set of coaches and another coaches. We already take 12 coaches. We have a very high coach ratio. We try to put one coach on the road for every 5 or 6 riders. We can't do that over 2 weeks. So we do the best we can. We warn people it's going to sell out, and that's what we do. So we'll let you know when the 2026 goes live if you want to hold a spot. Summer group coaching, pretty much everybody's familiar with that. It's very much like BaseCamp, except it's 8 weeks, and we don't actually do the virtual rides together because it's sunny summer and we want to be outside. Again, it's a community-based program. We tend to arrange it around the time where it fits in with RPI very nicely. And obviously, Rebecca, being a friend of the company, being one of my athletes and stuff like that, we always enjoy working with. We want to make sure this year, though, we also help people think through because the seasons are changing. And, there's a lot of things now going on in the fall that you could be training for. So no big anything new there, just one of our virtual programs where can you jump into our community and be part of it. Then it's October and we're back to another live camp. So tell us that, and this is a gravel camp. We really should put that. I guess it's in the name.
It's in there.
We should put road in the Solvang, in the Mallorca
It's
camp.
in there, actually, as you said it. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you snuck. Okay. Oh, I get it. You want me to read all the words. Now I understand. Okay.
All the way through.
Cool. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, so Michelle is our one gravel camp right now. It's in Pennsylvania. This is it's a 4-day camp, so it's a little bit shorter. It's a little more laid back. So we're in Carlisle. Carlisle, Pennsylvania is where Tim and Kathy are based. So Michaud, where we ride, is 20 minutes from them. You fly into Harrisburg if you're flying, or you can drive in. And we actually stay at the YMCA Camp Thompson. So it is a little bit more of a rustic weekend, right? There's no hotel with with fancy bike storage and buffets, but you do have actually this very cool experience in the woods. And some folks opt to stay in some of the Airbnbs, hotels. You can bring a camper. You can kind of lots of options, or you can stay with us on site in one of the bunks. And we have 4 days of chill October, kind of end of season fall riding. Chill, I say chill. You can kind of ride at your own pace. If you want to take a nice casual sort of pedal through the woods, great. If you want to push, you can do that too. We have music in the evenings. We have a great caterer that comes and does food for us. We have a bonfire. We roast s'mores. It's really fun. It's a great way to spend a long weekend in October and just ride your bike. And we do skills and drills. We do some working on gravel, things like cornering and thinking about how you get a little bit faster on your gravel bike. And so this is a cool opportunity just to come hang out with the BaseCamp crew. It's less expensive, it's a little shorter, it's a little more rustic, and we tend to have just a really fun weekend. And great if you're on the East Coast and can drive in, or the flight's pretty easy. I do it from Boulder, it's one transfer. So yeah, you were about to say something.
No, it's one of my favorite fun camps, the Y camp and the cabin camping and stuff like that, and just makes it more unique and interesting to me.
Yeah,
Um, so and that's hard to say because I ride the roads every day.
they're good
That's like where I
roads.
ride, but it's still I love doing the camp there. It's great.
Actually, I'll say one more thing about that. The unique thing about this is, just to be clear, it really is gravel. We are on very little pavement the whole weekend. It really is gravel, forest, dirt riding. So it's not sort of like a 50-50 thing. You get to, and the roads are good. You can see it in the photo. But it really is, it's really getting out on gravel. So we just wrapped that for this year. So if you're interested for next year, that one is currently open.
Yeah, it will sell out by, I think last year it sold out in June. I think we had to close it in June or May.
Yeah.
So if you want, go ahead and sign up, do it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. I will warn everybody one thing, because no matter how much I say it, people don't believe me. We have a lot more climbing in Pennsylvania than you think.
Yes.
And you think like rollers, like, oh, he means like it's always up and down. No, Miss Show far. I mean, I could leave my house and ride 3 or 4 category 3 climbs and 2 or 3 category 2 climbs within the first 2 hours. We have more sustained and real climbing. Michaud is a valley. So, it's a great place to work in climbing and descending skills. It's a great place to get different terrains. Just remember, I warned you, it's got some good climbs. It's beautiful fun. You climb at your own pace, but it is climbing. Um, and finally, we have Solvang Road Camp. This we had last year in the summer. We've moved it into the fall for uh, just weather reasons, probably more than anything. But so at the end of October, we have another road camp. So Tina, why don't you give us a little bit about this kind of, this is definitely our special VIP kind of camp. So,
I think you should talk about this one, Tim.
okay. Yeah, this is, this is a great one. I know. So basically what we do in Solvang, Jill Gass has been coaching out of Solvang for as long as I've known her, which is a long, long time. And her and Liz live there, right, literally in downtown Solvang. It is such a beautiful, magical little town and city. We're excited to go back to it. This is a 7-day road camp. This is a full VIP experience. You basically you ride your bike, you come in, we have a very nice hotel. We have wine tasting and stops and dinners and things like that. We definitely roll out the red carpet here. Our hotel is super nice. All the food is unbelievable. We have cycling tent in the driveway, yeah, in the parking lot. We have a full-time mechanic coming this year. We have full-time bike service. You basically will ride in, hand off your bike, go get your shower, come to our events, come to our wine tasting, come to our meals, enjoy. Tomorrow, the next day, your bike will be all tuned, set, ready to go, out the door. Same coaching staff. Here, we do a mixed set of ridings. We go down to the Pacific one day. which is a beautiful ride. We go up Figueroa one day, which is a beautiful climb. So you get a good mix of riding here. We don't do as many skills and drills in Solvang as we do maybe in a gravel camp. And you have opportunity in Mallorca to do skills and drills. It's kind of there's a day where you can choose to go on the short recovery ride or do your skills and drills. Solvang, we ride bikes, we drink wine, we eat really good food, and we have fun. So you just have this range of different style events. Solvang did sell out last year. It didn't sell out till late. It got pretty close before it sold out. But if you're interested again, I would put it in there. Those are our 2025 events. We, where we feel bad is that everything sells out. We, Tina and myself and Kathy specifically, because the three of us really handle events too, we had a lot of discussion about should we do more? Should we make, and we just can't. And that's why we decided to do this session. We're just telling everybody what the opportunities are. We feel bad when things sell out. We want you to come to stuff. Tina, I think one of the things, and I'm going to say this right here, maybe we should get at least Mallorca 2026 up.
Yeah, I think so.
And
I thought you were going to say we should get a new camp.
No, it's like I'd love to. I'll come out. I plan on racing with everybody a little next summer. So I hopefully you'll see our whole coaching staff because the race team isn't just about you. We're going to race too. I mean, we'll be out there. I know Namrita's firing up a big schedule. She put a big list in our communication system a couple of days ago. Our other coaches are ready to race. So you're going to see a lot more of us in the summer, but out there doing the events with you.
Yeah.
So that's our year. And, we will do Mallorca 2026. We haven't planned beyond that at this stage. But this is kind of what we have coming. All we wanted to do was lay it out for everybody, make sure everybody knows the pages here and understand what their options. We're recording this. We're going to post it in the alumni group so everybody knows, and hopefully that will help. So we can close it on any questions. Like, please feel free to ask right now if you have a quick event question or a long event question, but or once we post it, you can also always open and ask in the Facebook group. But now's a great time to get Tina and I answering directly if you have questions.
And yet, Tim, to your original point, I think we can get that Mallorca 2026 deposit sign up set up in the very near future here. So if you're interested, if you're interested in Mallorca for this year, I would encourage you to throw your name on that wait list, but then also think about it for 2026, and we'll get that up and running very soon.
Yeah. Even if we have a hold your spot page.
Yep.
So a couple of questions, one in chat, one in question. Try to ask your questions in questions. So Linda asked, when does Solvang registration open? And it's open now. I'm just looking who's on the list. You can go in, sign up right now. All the information is you can join, reserve your spot. This is all of us riding last year. For those of you who know Solvang, that's the kind of town it is. It definitely, oh, that's the wine restaurant. You can find out all the information here, talk about how we do our different ride groups, how to travel support, everything's on there. And you can join. And when you join, it asks if you'll take a reservation. Natalie asks, can we bring a non-rider to Solvang? Absolutely. It's probably the best camp to bring. Mallorca is pretty good too, but it's probably the best camp to bring a non-riding friend or partner. Because the hotel is downtown Solvang, which is super cool. Because you can walk out of the hotel and into Solvang, which is just a cool place to spend time and hang out. I see you got a good question. So awesome. Please bring them. Beth asked, could there be a gravel option for Mallorca? There's not a gravel option for Mallorca because they don't actually have a lot of gravel roads. Like there are some that I've known and people will put them out there, but I would guess it's less than 100 miles total, probably less than 70 miles total. So it just wouldn't be able to find enough inventory of gravel to get through the week. But it's such an adventure for road riding with different paces. You're totally welcome to come. It's a magical place. It really is. Tina said that Kathy and I are going. We've been going since 2006. So by 2026, that will be our 20th year anniversary of spending time over there. But Kathy hasn't gone the last couple of years, but she definitely has to go in 2026. Um, the Michelle asks, is the cost to rent a bike for Mallorca the total cost or weekly? It depends which company you're going with, but it's usually in the realm of $200 to $350 for the full week. Like it's kind of an extra day if you think about how you get and pick up your bike. But it depends on the quality of the bike that you want and everything else. If you're renting through the hotel, they rent Specialized, so you can get a Tarmac or an Athos and rent through the hotel, and they have nice bikes. You rent through our SAG support partners. The Sarto bikes are super nice. Like you don't recognize the brand here in the US, but it's an upscale, nice bike. I would rent one of those first before I would rent the Specialized, unless you know Specialized and have everything, it's wow, I'm so familiar with that bike, I want it. Um, but yeah, the bike rental system and the information for bike rental, just to answer that, is if you go to the Mallorca, because Michelle, I know you're on the reserved list. I love that descent. The and we have full SAG and everything for these camps. That is our actual SAG stop somewhere.
There was a
That's
goat there.
that's up top, Formentor. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I thought we had rental here.
If we do, I mean, as you're scrolling through this, just a good reminder that these camp pages are pretty extensively, they've got a lot of information on them. So if you're looking for something, certainly email us and ask, but there's a lot on these web pages.
Yeah, we actually have a little guide walking you through it and helping it. It's not hard to find rentals, but you want to rent early if you're going, Michelle. I mean, that's why we sent out the email, because so many people rent bikes, they definitely can sell out. It's very, very convenient to follow either from our hotel or from our SAG group, because they'll bring you the bike when you arrive. So definitely try to stay within those two, rent early and often. All right, I think we tackled all questions. Thanks, everybody. Sorry to just kind of come on and talk about all our events, but we're going to post this. We just want clarity so people know because of all the questions. Um, that's pretty much it. If you have questions, ask when we post this in the Facebook. Feel free to ask underneath and we'll answer.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody. Talk to you soon.